Welcome to Quiz Class. My name's Ellis and I'll be your host for today's quiz, which is all about the 1930s and 40s. There are 100 questions. Do the best you can, and at the end of the video, put in the comments how many points you scored. Question 1. What caused the topsoil to be disturbed in the US Midwest in 1933? Dust storms, agricultural neglect, or industrial advancement? The answer is dust storms. Question 2. Which of these contributed significantly to the Great Depression? The monopoly of global leaders, growing tensions with Korea, or the stock market crash of 1929? The answer is the stock market crash of 1929. Question 3. Which American athlete won 4 gold medals at the 1936 Olympics? Jesse Owens, Glenn Morris, or Archie Williams? The answer is Jesse Owens. Question 4. What popular model was introduced by Volkswagen in 1938? Is it the Carman Ghia, Jetta, or Beetle? The answer is the Volkswagen Beetle. Question 5. What was Iran's prior name before 1935 when it was changed? Mesopotamia, Persia, or Kemet? The answer is Persia. Question 6. What was the 1930s Great Depression? A long-term economic downturn, increased anxiety around mental health, or after effects of the Cold War? And the answer is a long-term economic downturn. 7. Which classic motion picture from the following list debuted in 1939? Casablanca, The Wizard of Oz, or Nosferatu? One of those debuted in 1939. Which was it? The answer is The Wizard of Oz. Question 8. Which of these countries saw a civil war between 1936 and 1939? Denmark, Portugal, or Spain? The answer is Spain. Question 9. What was the name of the conflict that initially erupted in 1939? The War on Terror, the Napoleonic Wars, or World War II? The answer is World War II. Question 10. What notable construction was finished at the Nevada-Arizona border? Hoover Dam, Mount Rushmore, or Golden Gate Bridge? Hoover Dam, Mount Rushmore, or Golden Gate Bridge? The answer is Hoover Dam. Question 11. What did the Delaware Company invent using a thermal interrupter for use on cars in 1935? Turn signals, automatic starter, or brakes? The answer is turn signals. Question 12. Where did the German airship Hindenburg catch fire in 1937 while it was trying to moor? Berlin, New Jersey, or Miami? The answer is New Jersey. Question 13. Who seized power as Spain's dictator in 1939, putting an end to the Spanish Civil War? Charles V, Francisco Franco, or Manuel Azaña Diaz? And the answer is Francisco Franco. Question 14. What was the first year that seeing eye dogs were used? 1930, 1934, or 1938? The answer is 1938. Question 15. Which new name was given to the Turkish city of Constantinople in 1930? Istanbul, Athens, or Siam? The answer is Istanbul. Question 16. What country gained independence from Great Britain in 1931? Kenya, Italy, or Australia? What country gained independence from Great Britain in 1931? The answer is Australia. 17. Which 2 bank robbers were ambushed and shot by FBI agents in 1934, ending their lives? The Lonely Hearts Killers, Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow, or Frank and Jesse James? The answer is Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow. Question 18. What year did Action Comics initially publish a Superman issue? 1930, 1934, or 1938? The answer is 1938. Question 19. On September 1st, 1939, Germany invaded what country to begin World War II? Italy, Poland, or Britain? The answer is Poland. Question 20. Where were the Summer Olympics of 1936 held? Berlin, Germany, Paris, France, or New York City, USA? The answer is Berlin, Germany. Question 21. Which statement concerning the Great Depression is accurate? A significant export was gold, it lasted decades, or severe unemployment occurred? The answer is severe unemployment occurred. Question 22. Which civil war started in 1936? Italian Civil War, American Civil War, or Spanish Civil War? The Civil War that started in 1936 was the Spanish Civil War. Question 23. What year did the Star-Spangled Banner officially become the national anthem of the USA? 1931, 1935, or 1939? The answer is 1931. Question 24. What vehicle made the first Pacific airmail delivery in 1935? Crop Duster, China Clipper, or B-21 Spirit? The answer is China Clipper. Question 25. Having taken office as President and Chancellor of Germany, what did Adolf Hitler proclaim himself to be in 1934? Führer, Reichskanzler, or Reichspräsident? The answer is Führer. We are a quarter of the way through this quiz now. Here's question 26. What was the 1930s equivalent of today's phrase blind pig bars or blind tiger bars? Shebeens, speakeasies, or taverners? The answer is speakeasies. 27. What well-known criminal was found guilty of tax fraud in 1932? Bonnie Parker, John Dillinger, or Al Capone? The answer is Al Capone. Question 28. What was the title of the first children's radio series that debuted in 1931? Little Orphan Annie, Lone Ranger, or Lassie? The answer is Little Orphan Annie. Question 29. In 1930, who was proclaimed Emperor and King of Kings of Ethiopia? Tafari Benti, Aman Mikhail Andam, or Haile Selassie? The answer is Haile Selassie. Question 30. What radio series did President Roosevelt deliver the first time in 1933? Foot of the Stool, Fireside Chat, or Camp Conversations? The answer is Fireside Chat. Question 31. In 1937, who established the Toyota Motor Company in Japan? Takeo Fujisawa, Kishiro Toyoda, or Jujiro Matsuda? The answer is Kishiro Toyoda. Apologies for any mispronunciations on those names. 32. In 1930, who was the inventor of the jet engine? Nikolaus Otto, John Ericsson, or Frank Whittle? The jet engine was invented by Frank Whittle. Well done if you got that one. Here is question 33. In 1935, what business was the first to offer fluorescent tubes? General Electric, Edison Electric Light Company, or Monsanto? The answer is General Electric. 34. Which author published Of Mice and Men in 1937? Margaret Mitchell, Daphne du Maurier, or John Steinbeck? The answer is John Steinbeck. Question 35. Thailand's name was changed in 1939 from what? Cathay, Zhongguo, or Siam? The answer is Siam. 36. What other horse participated in a long-awaited contest to identify the best horse in 1938 alongside Seabiscuit? War Admiral, Man o' War, or Gallant Fox? And the answer is War Admiral. Question 37. Which US city in the Midwest experienced financial trouble in 1931 and was unable to pay its teachers for 2 months? Chicago, Aurora, or Joliet? The answer is Chicago. Question 38. What year did Radio City Music Hall debut in the Big Apple? 1930, 1932, or 1939? The answer is 1932. Question 39. What was the first film in which Donald Duck debuted in 1934? The Mickey Mouse Club, A Very Goofy Movie, or The Wise Little Hen? The answer is The Wise Little Hen. Question 40. Who was Man of the Year in 1938 according to Time magazine? Franklin D. Roosevelt, Adolf Hitler, or Mahatma Gandhi? Congratulations, you've made it to 40% of the way through this quiz. 60 questions to go. The answer to question 40 was Adolf Hitler. 41. To wed whom did King Edward VIII abdicate in 1936? Doris Duke, Wallis Simpson, or Dina Merrill? The answer is Wallis Simpson. Question 42. Which US state is where the parking meter was created in 1932? Illinois, Oklahoma, or Ohio? The answer is Oklahoma. 43. What happened to Amelia Earhart, the famous aviatrix, in 1937? Her plane crashed, she mysteriously disappeared, or she committed suicide? The answer is she mysteriously disappeared. 44. When it opened in 1934, the Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary was also known as Little Stone, Big Brick, or The Rock? The answer is The Rock. 45. Which of these children's books was among the most lauded works of the 1930s? Harry Potter, Snow White, or The Hobbit? The answer is The Hobbit. Question 46. Which of these innovations saw early development but was not yet widely used in the 1930s? Colour TV, USB drives, or laser printers? The answer is Colour TV. Question 47. Who received an Oscar in 1934 for playing Joyce Heath in the film Dangerous? Was it Katharine Hepburn, Miriam Hopkins, or Betty Davis? The answer is Betty Davis. 48. Which 1938 movie features Rocky Sullivan played by James Cagney? Angels with Dirty Faces, Boys Town, or Test Pilot? The answer is Angels with Dirty Faces. 49. Who was the German boxer Joe Louis beat to keep the heavyweight boxing championship in 1936? Was it Max Baer, Hans Sharkey, or Max Schmeling? The answer is Max Schmeling. Question 50. Which player proclaimed, "Today I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth," in front of more than 62,000 spectators at Yankee Stadium? Was it Babe Ruth, Joe DiMaggio, or Lou Gehrig? And the answer is Lou Gehrig. We are halfway through this quiz. Here's 51. What superhero made their debut in the 1940s? Superman, Batman, or Captain America? What superhero made their debut in the 1940s? The answer is Captain America. Question 52. Which one of the following was found in 1947? Dead Sea Scrolls, King Tut's tomb, or penicillin? The answer is Dead Sea Scrolls. 53. When George de Mestral's dog returned from taking a stroll in June 1940, coated in burrs, what did he come up with? Velcro, zip, or hanger? The answer is Velcro. 54. In the 1940 parody The Great Dictator, who portrayed the satirical Adolf Hitler? Groucho Marx, Bob Hope, or Charlie Chaplin? Question 55. In the 1940 parody The Great Dictator, who portrayed the satirical Adolf Hitler? The answer was Charlie Chaplin. 55. Which of the following icons was murdered in 1948? Martin Luther King Jr., Mahatma Gandhi, or Franz Ferdinand? That last question was 54. This is question 55. And the answer to 55 is Mahatma Gandhi. Question 56. What professional sports league was established in the 1940s? NFL, MLB, or NBA? The answer is NBA. 57. What protective gear created for the US Air Force became one of the most popular fashion trends of the 1940s? Aviator sunglasses, combat boots, or cargo pants? The answer is aviator sunglasses. Question 58. Which city served as the Olympic host city in 1948? New York, London, or Toronto? The answer is London. Question 59. Which film with Joseph Cotten and Orson Welles won 9 Oscars at the 1942 Academy Awards? Mrs. Miniver, Casablanca, or Citizen Kane? The answer is Citizen Kane. Question 60. Where in New Mexico did a well-known UFO sighting occur in 1947? Corona, Santa Fe, or Roswell? And the answer is Roswell. Question 61. What international body was established in 1945? United Nations, NATO, or Peace Corps? The answer is United Nations. 62. Which city would you travel to visit the attic where Anne Frank and her family hid from the Nazis? Berlin, Warsaw, or Amsterdam? The answer is Amsterdam. 63. The popular song You Always Hurt the One You Love was recorded by who? The Mills Brothers, Frank Sinatra, or Doris Day? The answer is the Mills Brothers. Question 64. Which 1945 event is commemorated annually on Holocaust Memorial Day? The Soviet Warsaw Advance, the liberation of Auschwitz, or Sonderkommando? The answer is the liberation of Auschwitz. 65. What number of Jews died during the Holocaust? 6 million, 3 million, or 1.5 million? The answer is 6 million. Question 66. Which European empire was home to more than 20% of the world's population at the beginning of the 1940s? The United Kingdom, the British Empire, or the European Union? The British Empire was home to more than 20% of the world's population. Ingrid Bergman, one of the biggest performers of the 1940s, was born in which country? Australia, Sweden, or Germany? This is question 67. And the answer is Sweden. Question 68. Which animal in George Orwell's 1945 novella Animal Farm symbolises the working classes? The sheep, the pigs, or the horses? The answer is the horses. 69. whose #1 record from 1949 helped popularise the holiday tune Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Was it Will Lyle, Gene Autry, or James Lord Pierpont? And the answer is Gene Autry. Question 70. The 7th of December 1941 was declared a date which will live in infamy by whom? Franklin D. Roosevelt, Dwight D. Eisenhower, or Winston Churchill? And the answer is Franklin D. Roosevelt. 71. What kind of bird, according to Vera Lynn's 1941 hit song, will soar above the white cliffs of Dover? A dove, bluebird, or freebird? And the answer is a bluebird. 72. What was the other name for the 1949 Peoria Street Riot that occurred in Chicago? The Peoria Post-War Riot, the Race Street Riots, or the Englewood Race Riots? And that's the answer, the Englewood Race Riot. Question 73. Which of the following nations was one of NATO's first 12 members? Italy, Spain, or Germany? Which of the following nations was one of NATO's first 12 members? Italy, Spain, or Germany? The answer is Italy. Question 74. Which city was slated to host the 1940 Summer Olympic Games until they were cancelled? Berlin, Tokyo, or New York? The answer is Tokyo. Question 75. Which of the following toys was created in 1943? Barbie, Slinky, or Play-Doh? And after this question, you'll be 3/4 of the way through the quiz. The answer is Slinky. Question 76. At the close of World War II, Germany was split up into how many sectors? 11, 8, or 4? At the close of World War II, Germany was split up into 4 sectors. The answer is 4. 77. In order to minimise associations with Germany during World War II, what were hamburgers sold as in America? Beefy buns, hero rolls, or Liberty steaks? The answer is Liberty steaks. 78. How many sovereign nations were there in 1940 compared to almost 200 today? Were there 69, 102, or 141? The answer is 69 sovereign nations. 79. Who portrayed the lead role of Gilda in the 1946 film? Rita Hayworth, Ingrid Bergman, or Lauren Bacall? Who portrayed the lead role of Gilda in the 1946 film? The answer is Rita Hayworth. Question 80. What R&D initiative led to the creation of the first nuclear weapons during World War II? Philadelphia Project, Manhattan Project, or Oppenheimer Project? The answer is the Manhattan Project. 81. What 1946 James Stewart and Donna Reed film has become a traditional holiday film? Christmas in Connecticut, Miracle on 34th Street, or It's a Wonderful Life? The answer is It's a Wonderful Life. Question 82. What TV programme debuted in 1947 and has the longest running history in the world? Days of Our Lives, Meet the Press, or Gunsmoke? The answer is Meet the Press. Here we go to question 83. When taking images, what did people start doing in the 1940s? Smiling, using backdrops, or saying cheese? When taking images, what did people start doing in the 1940s? The answer is saying cheese. Question 84. In 1948, which motorsports league was founded at Daytona Beach? NASCAR, Formula 2, or WRC? The answer is NASCAR. Question 85. What American national monument was finished on October 31st, 1941? Pearl Harbor National Memorial, Mount Rushmore, or Lincoln Memorial? The answer is Mount Rushmore. 86. Where did Winston Churchill not recommend in his famous "We shall fight them on the beaches" speech as an ideal location for defeating the Nazis? The rooftops, the streets, or the fields? The answer is the rooftops. 87. What was Sri Lanka known as when it first became independent in 1948? Nubia, Ceylon, or Tubo? The answer is Ceylon. Question 88, what was the occupation of Princess Elizabeth during World War II? War administrator, nurse and caretaker, or a truck driver and mechanic? This is question 88. And the answer is a truck driver and mechanic. Question 89. How many years of American rule ended with the Philippines' independence in 1946? 12 years, 48 years, or 142 years? The answer is 48 years. Question 90. In the 1940s, which performer had the most Billboard #1 singles? Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, or Glenn Miller? The answer is Bing Crosby. Question 91. Which of the following US presidents does Mount Rushmore not feature? Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Jackson, or Theodore Roosevelt? The answer is Andrew Jackson. 92. What structure, regarded as the largest office building in the world, was finished in 1943? Empire State Building, United Nations Headquarters, or the Pentagon? The answer is the Pentagon. Question 93. Which exotic car manufacturer's initial model first went on sale in 1947? Lamborghini, Ferrari, or Maserati? The answer is Ferrari. Question 94. What year did the first radar-equipped RAF aircraft debut? 1941, 1945, or 1949? What year did the first radar-equipped RAF aircraft debut? The answer is 1941. Question 95. In 1946, who was the publisher of the Common Sense Book of Baby and Child Care? Dr. Friedlander, Dr. Rustington, or Dr. Spock? And it's Dr. Spock. 5 questions left. Here's question 96. What would someone mean if they asked you to cut a rug in the 1940s? Make a dress, dance, or do a difficult favour? Make a dress, dance, or do a difficult favour? The answer is dance. Question 97. In 1940, prehistoric cave paintings from which country were discovered at Lascaux? France, India, or America? The answer is France. Question 98. What were the most popular baby names in America during the 1940s? Olivia and Liam, James and Mary, or John and Linda? The answer is James and Mary. Question 99. What was the original Polaroid camera's selling price in 1949? $8.99, $18.95, or $89.95? The answer is $89.95. Question 100. Which MLB team collected the most championships in the 1940s? St. Louis Cardinals, New York Yankees, or Cincinnati Reds? The answer is New York Yankees. Bonus question. Who wrote the futuristic utopian novel Brave New World? Let us know the answer in the comments and let us know how many points you scored out of that big 100. Thanks for playing this quiz. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you hit that bell icon, you'll be notified on all of our upcoming videos. In the meantime though, don't feel like you have to wait, because there are loads of quizzes for you to try here too. My name's Ellis and I've been your host today. Thanks a lot for joining us. We'll see you next time at Quiz Class.